Welcome back to Crusader Kings 2 Game of Thrones mod, and we are back with a new series, a custom series that really goes against all history of Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire. We are playing, if you cannot tell by the picture, well, I'll just give it away, but when we tell by the picture, we are going to be playing as Sir Duncan the Tall. Now, most show watchers won't know who this guy is, but if you read the books, and not even just a Song of Ice and Fire, 5 books that are out right now, the actual novellas of Sir Duncan the Tall, it's really based around this guy, Sir Duncan the Tall, who is just a commoner that was a squire to a really lesser knight, we call it, just a guy that goes around employing his services to lords and during wars or skirmishes that they have. And his quick story, the knight he was squire to died and left him his little rusted armor, a couple swords, and like a horse and a mule. And in his travels, he comes across the boy named, just going by Egg, who has a bald head. He's shaved bald. And it comes to find out later on when they go to attorney, and there is a guy. Actually, this is part of that era here. There's an attorney at Butterwell. There was a guy that came there by, I forget what he called himself, but it ended up coming out that he was one of Daemon Blackfire's descendants. If we look here, we go back to Aegon the Unworthy, we go under Daemon Blackfire. He is actually a Daemon too. He's the homosexual Daemon. Now you see he's in Cockleswent, which is down here. Now, there is a tournament, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's in the Reach or up here. I could have swore it's in Butterwell, because the thing that was given up as a prize was this dragon egg. And for some reason, it's Lord Ambrose Butterwell had a dragon egg. And let me see if I can find who it is. Somebody, oh yeah, it's actually him. He gets married to a Frey. So there's like a marriage going on. At the time, Walder Frey is actually alive. He's like 1 year old. There he is right there. This is the Walder Frey from later on, who becomes, the hated patriarch of House Frey. So, like I said, if you read Duncan, the novellas are great. They have them all in one book now. It's called The Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. It's really good. I like it a lot. I like it better than some of the actual books in the Song of Ice and Fire novel. But the way we're going today, we're alternating history, as I said. And what happened is, if you read the books, there's a guy named Sir Eustace that's in Osgrey. Okay? He is rather old at the time. His kids had died in the Blackfire Rebellion, the main Blackfire Rebellion. And then he also had a daughter that died of the plague. Now, this is considered after the spring. And they had a thing called the spring sickness. Like, it took everybody, commoners, upper level, lords, everything. Nobody was immune from it. So a lot of people in Westeros died from it. He ended up becoming really old. Duncan came into his services with the dispute they had over, it's weird because they don't have like the river here, but apparently they had a river that came downstream, it had to come this way because Cold Moat was damming up the stream, making it to where the stream didn't reach Standfast. So they had a little border dispute. Duncan ended up fighting a knight of Cold Moat, who's this guy here, Lucas Longinch, ends up killing him, blah blah blah. So afterwards they make up, and he ends up marrying the lady of Cold Moat. So they got married. This is actually the grandmother of Tywin Lannister, because later on he dies. She's married like a million times throughout her life. So she gets married to a Lannister, ends up being the mother of Tywin's dad, the one that's real meek, called him the Toothless Lion. So yeah, so in our history, Eustace dies way before any of this. They don't have any kids. There's no Osgreys left. So for Duncan giving him such good service, figured in his will he would leave Standfast to Duncan, because Duncan's a really, he's a commoner but he's a really stand-up guy. He did what he did for Eustace Osgrey, ended up bringing these two houses together, and since he had no kids, he figured I would leave it to Duncan. Who better? So Duncan takes over Standfast, and then Aegon has been under his guardianship before this happened. So after he finds out he's Aegon or whatever, he has been squiring for him for a little bit before it's found out. So he ends up finding out that his dad, who is Maekar, finds out that he has been rolling around the Reach with this Duncan the Tall commoner guy, but then finds out how good of a teacher he has been for Aegon, and asked him to keep Aegon under his guardianship, look after him, teach him how to be a man. And so now that's why Aegon is with us. Now, if there for some reason in the real history Aegon becomes king, it's called Aegon the Unlikely because he's like fifth in line. And actually, here's Aemon Targaryen, who is the maester at the wall with Jon's there. He's like almost 100, if not more than 100 when he's up there. He actually is the Citadel. It actually came to him because he's older than Aegon, and he turned it down because he didn't want to be king. And that's how Aegon became king, because Aegon's two older brothers they died. Aerion Brightflame tried to drink wildfire and turn into a dragon, because as you can see, he's a lunatic. I can't remember how Daeron died, but like he said, he's nothing special either. He's a drunk. Now, these kids have the last dragon eggs known to man right now. It's a possibility some of them try to hatch them and they die. In the real history, Aegon the Unlikely, who we have as our squire, well, he will be our squire. Oh yeah, he already is. So he ends up becoming king. They try to take the last eggs down in Summer Hall, do a ritual to hatch them, to bring back the dragons, so Targaryens can have the power they had before. Ends up killing him, Duncan, a bunch of other people. But that's not happening in this timeline. So like I said, that's the base of what we're doing. Now, another thing, Duncan takes to Maekar, since he feels like he owes him to hidden duty pretty much. Even though he's underneath the high or the Lord Paramount of the Reach, he goes to Maekar and brings up an idea how he wants to marry one of the Blackfyre daughters under Daemon, to try to bring peace to Westeros, because he's like a connection to both families by him being like a father figure in a way to Aegon, and Maekar having the trust in him to make sure he takes care of Aegon. Says, all right, I'm gonna marry one of the Blackfyre daughters. So at first he's like, no, we don't want to do that, this is crazy. But then he talks him into it, thinking that maybe this will be the thing that kind of, brings peace to Westeros. So he has a Blackfyre wife coming to him. So we'll see that in a second. Now, what goes after that is just up in the air. I just thought it'd be pretty cool to play as Duncan the Tall. Now, I didn't want to start him out like too OP or anything. We have Standfast and a holding underneath. Now, I started this holding already, because of the fact that if not, he didn't have any holding. Like, you literally had, I think it was like 469 men. That's just your levy. So we wouldn't even be able to siege anything, even if they had their men raised. Like, he has a garrison of 2,500. Like, we wouldn't even be able to siege anything, especially if we went to a battle first. So, like I said, everything else is up in the air. We'll go with it. We are going to play as Duncan's traits. We're not going to go against them at all, because that's just how he is. He's a giant because he is freaking huge. He's a knight. Now, his knighthood is kind of questionable. He's telling everybody that he was knighted by his, the knight he was a squire to, but nobody knows this guy really by name. So a lot of people question if he really is a knight. But time after time, he, puts down the doubters by beating people in tourneys and contests. Now, he's actually in a very known, it's called a trial by 7, where it's 7 against 7 melee. And he's on the same side as Aegon's uncle, Baelor Breakspear. And what happens is, Baelor decides he's the heir to the throne at the time. He decides that he will help Duncan in this 7-on-7, because Duncan came to the aid of a puppeteer who was doing a play, and Aegon's older brother Aerion felt slighted by it because there was a dragon in it, and the dragon was beat by the other puppeteer knight, and he gets real offended by it and ends up hitting the puppeteer. But when he does it, Duncan comes to her aid and punches him in the face. I think he does something like breaks his arm, does something to him, I can't remember exactly. But because of this, he put his hands on a prince of House Targaryen. It was either, they wanted him put to death, but because they did a trial by 7, his side won. I think it was just him and somebody else left. But in the 7-on-7, Aegon's dad, Maekar, ends up hitting Baelor too hard with a mace and literally caves his skull in when he takes his helmet off. The only thing keeping his head together is the helmet. He takes the helmet off and pieces of his brain and like nasty goose coming out, and he ends up dying. So Maekar gets this suspected kinslayer trait. There's nothing really suspected about it. I guess it's just a lesser way because they didn't mean to kill him, but everybody knows these things, people die. It actually brings upon the new house of the Green Apple Fossways. This kid here, Raymond Dunstonbury of Dunstonbury. This was only one house, Fossaway, and they made the Green Apple Fossways. He was actually on the same side as Duncan, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it's a lot more to it. If you read the book, I don't want to give the whole book right now. We'll be here for hours. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead. He's knight, formidable fighter, kind, humble, honorable, brave. So we have a bride coming, and we'll see about her here soon. We had to import everybody because we have nobody but this friggin' Septon. So we had to bring everybody, and we still got to get a maester. So put you in as a Septon. Let's deal with that in a minute. What was something else? Maester. So we need a maester. It's gonna cost us 20 gold. Yeah, I only gave him enough gold as like certain people like have already. Like he has 95 if he's a High Lord or whatever. He has 44. It's like around the medium here. I didn't want to go too low, but I didn't want to go higher than what like a High Lord would have. So let's go ahead and blow 20 bucks here and get a maester. That'll come here shortly. It's auto stop plots. Nothing else we need to do. We just need to wait for our people to come in. So let's go ahead on pause and let that happen. Alright, so Rhaenys Blackfire is going to be our wife. So hopefully we have some kids. Oh, and that's another thing. So if for some reason that it probably won't happen, but just in case, if Aegon does become king like in the real story, what I will do is have Duncan abdicate his title to hopefully his kids and go become the Lord Commander for Duncan or for Aegon, like he does in the real story. So that'd be pretty cool. It's a very, very slim chance it would happen. So if that does happen, like I said, we will do that. But like I said, it more than likely ain't gonna happen. But anyways, so he's still alive, Aegor Bittersteel. The Blackfires will probably try to invade here. I'm thinking I want to up his commander ability. The thing is that we're over on our holdings because we have he has no stewardship. She only has 4. So I don't know. I really want to get his commanding abilities up. See, the thing is he has no vassals, so we're not getting taxed from anybody, so it shouldn't hurt us at all. We're just getting taxes from our 2 holdings. So the only thing that really hurts you in this aspect is the taxes you would get from your people and troop recruitment. So, and resentment amongst your vassals. Now, I think our counselors might have like a -10 because of it, but who cares? We'll do war for now. I just want to get his commanding abilities up higher. I should have did the Mary one, but too late for that. Your friend John. I guess that's him. Yeah, John Rowan. I think we'll try to have a son, I guess. I would like to be on the council. Let me see. Does he have it all filled? He actually has Ryan Weber as the master at arms. Jesus. Alright. Yeah, I guess we can, try to become master at arms, I guess. She's kind of young, though, so I don't think he's gonna... We'll just do it anyways. Alright. Let's go ahead and wait for all these people to come. Alright, here's our maester, who is complete shit. I hate this. Like, you don't get a good maester unless you're friggin' on the Iron Throne. Like, I always have the worst luck with these maesters. They're complete trash. I'm gonna make him convert just to be a dick. Lead Link. Why does it look like that? Why was it a big X? Alright, so he's nothing special. Alright, so he's now the tutor, which is not a good thing, I guess. Alright, well, I do want to have a wedding. We don't have much money, but, I mean, we should be okay. We don't even make a ducat a month. Jesus Christ. Alright, I guess we could take a loan if we needed. So, let me see, hold on. Get this out of here. These are all the people I had to bring in. Yeah, we could take a loan. So, we'll go ahead and do the wedding. Hopefully some Targaryens will come. Just saying, no, we know they're not going to actually show up, but this is just a alternate history, or alternate story, hopefully a little fan fiction. Maybe they're, you know, they're there, they see some other Blackfires, and they can be cordial with each other. Alright, as all these people come in, we can put them in their spots. Alright, I think they're all here. So let's go. They're just, most of them are just nobodies. I did bring a couple, what you call it, commander people. We probably only have 2 slots anyways. Our Castellan. I forgot all about that. I guess we gotta look for one. I got a treasure. There goes the spy master. Could use my wife, but I don't want her getting killed. There goes the nobody dude. Everybody's pretty loyal because he's such a stand-up guy, so it's gonna be kind of hard to get a person that doesn't like you. Yeah, let me see, yes. There's a riverman here. Try to use, like, nobodies. They're all women. This guy's not bad, I guess. Is he an heir to anything? We'll bring him. That's it. And then we'll probably just use him as the Castellan. That's him, right? That's the other commander. That's him. So at least use a lord as our Castellan. Alright, so let's have him collect taxes. Hopefully give us a little bit more money. We don't have children, but I don't know if he... See, when it says children, sometimes I'm thinking like your immediate children, or just the children at court, period. I don't know. But we'll have him train troops, that way we can get a little bit bigger levy. We're gonna have him... We're gonna try to claim... See, we're actually under... What the hell's his name? Rowan, but we're under Golden Grove, which is not really our de jure high lordship. So ours is the North March, which is Coldmoat and these two. I'd like to take these two here, hopefully. So we're gonna have, let me see, this one's a little better, so we'll have him, or is it, yeah, we'll have our guy over there to fabricate a claim. Hopefully I do not need to take a loan until that happens. Hope to God. Yeah, it shouldn't be affecting our taxes. I'm hoping. Let me see. Yeah, it's just our stewardship skills trash. The traveling bards first played for us, and while dancing to a fast and glad tune, which made me want to dance, invited everyone to dance. I danced until I panted and my face was red. Then I had to sit down and rest for a while, watching the dancers and the courtiers having more fun than in a long time. Now, we're gonna run out of money really quick. Oh Lord. Even that one will make us go broke. I guess we're gonna have to take a loan. Alright. minor bank. What other choice do we have? We're not gonna go lavish because we're not of lavish status. So, Rowan wants me to be commander. I think we will for now. Yeah. We'll be a commander. Hopefully he'll want us on his council. I'm surprised he hasn't, because we're probably the best marshal that he has. Most preparations for the wedding have been made, now only to send out the invitations. So, it's all Blackfires, of course. We have no real connection to the Targaryens other than Aegon. So it isn't like they'd be invited to this event. But we can just, act as if they are there. Just, for shits and giggles, I guess. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so your spy master, Sir Gedman, has come seeking a word. Sir, he begins, I understand you harbor an ambition to focus war become master of arms. May I advise you that it may be prudent to start a plot against Lady Rowan Weber so you can fulfill this desire. See, we're not a plotting person, so that's not something we do. We just want to become it. If something happens down the line, we do need to make commanders. So we got this humongous hill clansman who is faith of the 7. We'll use you, and then either this Reachman here or him. I guess we'll use him. Alright. We do need a cupbearer. Somebody that really likes us. I guess we'll use him. Everybody else, I guess I can just... I'll give at least... where is it? Master of the Horse to my Castellan, and everybody else I'll just leave. We'll use you. You... I mean, you're a poor fighter, but you are a giant, which gives you good combat ability. Our regent, I will make our wife. There we go. Alright, terrain is key to winning battles. If I focus my studies, I believe I can master the tactics of one type of terrain. So, we look at the terrain in a reach. Most of it's going to be like plains. There's not many mountains. It's like farmlands. So, I think this will... yeah, be plains and farmlands. The reach is pretty much the, the vegetable garden of the, Westeros. So we'll go ahead and go with that one. Probably will fight the most when we do fight. While I was busy preparing my feast, a troop of wandering jugglers arrived at the castle. They looked a bit ragged, but their performance entertained the whole castle. Perhaps I should think about offering them my patronage. Jesus Christ. I tell you, a wedding's expensive. We actually make more than a ducat now. It's great. We do have expenses. Let's see. Liege tax, that's right. It's more than... oh, that's yearly anyways. That's the only thing that sucks. The wedding day is upon us. Soon I will be wed to Princess Rhaenys in sight of all the lords of Standfast. The guests have finally arrived. All is ready. The servants have worked day and night to prepare and decorate the dance hall. Princess Rhaenys' gown is splendid, and the castle never looked lovelier. Now, it is said that Duncan the Tall is related to Brienne of Tarth, which is... I can't remember if they said that George R. R. Martin said it was, or it's just out there that it is. I'm pretty sure you can go back on the internet and see if it was actually said or not. But she actually, she has to get a shield when she's going and looking for Sansa and Arya in the book. And if I'm not mistaken, the shield actually looks like the one he had, his sigil. I can't remember exactly. It's been a while since I've heard or read that passage, and I think it's in A Feast for Crows. But yeah, if you go back and look on it, you'll see the whole thing I'm talking about, the shield. She has to get the shield painted because of what was on it at first, and I can't remember what was on it, but it was like a disgraced house, and she ended up having it painted kind of like how his sigil is here. Alright, here I stand before the gods to take up a holy vow of marriage with Rhaenys Blackfire. The great lords and ladies of Standfast, look on as I drape the arms of House Tall around my bride to finally seal our marriage. This is funny, House Tall. We can set our words. If anybody has any recommendations on what the house word should be, let me know. I started talking to one of my guests at the feast and found them most interesting. Hours flew by, wine bottles were emptied, other guests excused themselves and went to bed, but we kept talking until the wee hours. So now we've become friends with our septon. I just don't have too many people to become friends with right now. No heir of our dynasty. Hopefully that'll be taken care of. I'm hoping we can get something and let's just get this without. I can't believe we can't even hold 2 with our wife. Usually when you get your wife's stewardship on top, it'll add to it. But because we have none and she only has 4, it's pretty bad. The feast is winding down, and now only the bedding remains. Duncan and Rhaenys are stripped of all garments by the revelers, who make many a bawdy joke along the way. They are then finally bundled into their bedchamber, where they are finally left alone. So, yeah, a lot of... I'm sorry that the series that were already being worked on are going to have to be thrown out, because I ended up getting a new PC, and my dumbass did not download the save game files to import into the newly downloaded CK2 I had to do on this PC, so those are completely gone. So I apologize for that, but hopefully this will make up for it in some kind of way. Alright, the morning after the wedding feast has come, and all the lords and ladies are finally making their way home. All agree it was a fine celebration, and many predict the newlyweds shall be most content. So we get vassal opinion, which we don't have, plus 10 prestige. Hopefully our wife becomes pregnant. Travelers bring rumors of fire and blood from Old Town. They say that the dragons live once more and that Aemon Targaryen is their master. Now this is funny because when I played as Lady Danelle, the Mad of Harrenhal, he actually was the one that hatched his dragon. It's always Aemon for some reason. I don't know, because he has such high learning, or I mean, there's no real trait he has that, well, it's taming. So, and quick does help you hatch it. But a lot of the other kids, when they hatch them, end up just losing the egg or killing themselves. So now he has this little dragon down at the Citadel being completely worthless. It's not like he could go to war with the Citadel. Sept and Bonifer burst into your chambers, flanked by several knights. Dragon Wyman, who's this? He's my master in arms. Yeah, I'm not doing this. Yeah, we'll let him go free. I forgot to change that shit. Because he has nobody to go after with this, other than the people that are in our what you call it, so... how you perform charity. I always forget sometimes to do this, and then they'll bring somebody to you that you don't want to be killed. And it's like, if you don't kill them, you lose either piety, or you end up having to pretty much kill the person or put them in a dungeon. We have to have him oversee the realm. I forgot. I don't know why it doesn't put up like with the other ones, that'll put a little question mark thing up here saying that they have nothing to do. But this one they won't, for some reason. I don't know why. But hey, everybody loves us, except for our Castellan Spy Master. We are friends with our Septon, so that's good. So yeah, I think right now we'll go ahead and call this one for now. And then if anybody has any suggestions on what we should do, or the path we should take with this series, I would like to play this for a while and actually, make a good house tall, get us a bloodline of some kind down the road. He's only 19, so there's a lot to go. I think we should at least put these guys as special interest, our liege lord, and then we have Lord Paramount Leo the Longthorn. I think I don't know if he does or not, goes in that tourney. I know, where is he? The Laughing Storm. He ends up becoming Lord of Stormlands later on, but he actually fights on the side of Duncan in that 7 versus 7, and he's a beast too. We'll follow him. We'll put all the Lord Paramounts pretty much just to see what's going on, because there's going to be a lot of time where we're not really doing too much. Let's see, we got Tybalt, Lannister, of course have to have the king. Let's see. How old is his wife? I wonder if they'll have another kid or not. We got little baby Stephen Tully. When did he die? He must have died, yeah, he died of this spring sickness, I guess. They call it the I thought it actually said spring sickness, but if for some reason it's saying plague. The Seven Kingdoms were at war with the Iron Islands. I don't know if they still are or not. Yeah. Ironborn Rebellion, Dagon Greyjoy. I don't know if, yeah. Who is, yeah, their dad must not have been born yet, Balon. Alright, he's got scurvy. Goddamn scurvy. Alright, so we'll go ahead and stop here. Hopefully some stuff will start to unfold. And we'll get some, you know, start being able to do things. Right now, we're just waiting on this claim on Dosk, whatever you say. So, until then, usually are pretty much going to be bound to events and other things. Hopefully get put on the council, because that'll add some more flair to it. But until then, thumbs up, subscribe. Come check me out on Twitch. I try to stream, if not every day, every other day. So, until next time, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.